Did you hear that? That's the sound of Cheryl Swoops' blood boiling. Aside from Caitlyn Clark being awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, or having her face carved into Mount Rushmore, I don't think there's anything that could infuriate the Kate Hate Collective more than what just happened. This might actually break them. Or it may be their rally cry. More on that in a bit. As you may have heard, Time magazine named Caitlyn Clark its Athlete of the Year, cementing her as not just a star in women's sports, but one of the most influential athletes in the world, period. This honor places her in the same league as icons like Serena Williams, LeBron James, and Tom Brady. But here's the question. Does this recognition make things better for Caitlyn, or is it about to get a whole lot worse? Are the haters finally ready to bend the knee, or are they going to double down? And what does this mean for the WNBA, women's basketball, and Caitlyn's legacy? Stick around because we're diving into why Caitlyn won, what it means, and whether this is the turning point in the Kate Hate era, or if it just made things much worse for her. Let's start with the basics. Time's Athlete of the Year isn't just a title. It's one of the most prestigious honors in sports. It's reserved for athletes who don't just dominate their game, but transcend it, reshaping the culture and inspiring the next generation.
How has your 24 hours been since the articles dropped?
It's been awesome, and just the reaction. Obviously, people so excited not only about women's basketball, but about women's sports, and how excited and deserving, not only myself, but just women's sports as a whole, the year that we've had.
And Caitlyn, she fits the bill perfectly. This award isn't just a recognition of her talents, it's also acknowledging her ability to impact the sport on a cultural level. She's not just bringing attention to women's basketball. She's changing the way the world sees it. She's making women's basketball a must-see TV, and Time just validated that shift. It's also a testament to her crossover appeal. Caitlyn isn't just a basketball star, she's also a phenomenon in pop culture. There have been various TikToks about her that had gone viral, from her dagger threes to several others. Caitlyn's reach is far beyond the hardwood. Time is signaling that Caitlyn's isn't just a player, she's a movement. This award is definitely a game changer for Caitlyn for various reasons. First off, it elevates her across all sports. Caitlyn isn't just being recognized as the best in women's basketball. She's being celebrated as one of the most important athletes in the world, regardless of gender. This puts her on a level with the likes of Lionel Messi and Simone Biles, names that are synonymous with global greatness. Being honored by Times is a signal that Caitlyn Clark is now not just a basketball player, but a global sports icon. Has any WNBA player ever won this? No. Caitlyn Clark is the first, putting her in a category no one else in her league has reached. This also speaks volumes about how unique Caitlyn's impact has been. She continues to break barriers and set new standards for what's possible in the world of women's basketball.
Beach hounding Clark. Clark, step back three, knocks it down!
Time's Athlete of the Year isn't just an award, it's an exclusive club filled with legends. Some of the former winners of Time's Athlete of the Year include icons like LeBron James for his leadership on and off the court, using his platform to create social changes beyond sports.
All right, LeBron James has been chosen as Time's Athlete of the Year. Besides leading the Lakers to the NBA title this past year, James launched the nonprofit More Than a Vote. The group focused on getting more people to the polls for this year's elections, and it pushed for sports arenas to be used as polling places.
Simone Biles for her dominance and cultural impact. She was awarded for being an athlete who completely redefined her sport.
American gymnast Simone Biles has been named Athlete of the Year by Time magazine. Biles is the most decorated gymnast in the world and a four-time Olympic gold medalist.
Lionel Messi for his ageless brilliance, unparalleled consistency, and longevity.
Lionel Messi is Time's Athlete of the Year over several excellent candidates. The reason Messi stands out is because of the football fever that he brought to the United States and really to the world throughout the year.
The message here is clear. Caitlyn Clark isn't just a name for WNBA fans to know, it's a name everyone should know. She's steadily becoming one of the most influential athletes alive, and Time's recognition cements that status.
Caitlyn Clark finished up one of the most remarkable years of basketball playing up.
So why Caitlyn? What makes her stand out in a year full of incredible athletes? Let's break it down. Caitlyn Clark didn't just win because she's talented, she won because she redefined what it means to be an athlete in every sense of the word. Her historic record-breaking rookie season. It was more than a great introduction to the WNBA. It was a full-on takeover. Caitlyn's debut season in the WNBA wasn't just great, it was record-shattering. Right from her first game, she met expectations and even obliterated them. She led the league in assists, dropped multiple triple-doubles, and single-handedly boosted ticket sales and viewership like no one else. She successfully set new records that even seasoned players have never reached. Before Caitlyn, the Indiana Fevers were, let's say, shit. But with Caitlyn on the roster, they became a must-watch basketball team.
Everything but the bucket that time from Phoenix.
Good job by Cunningham to quickly get on Clark.
Clark sinks the screen and got the layup and one.
Another important reason she might have been considered for this is her impact on the league. Time didn't just look at her stats. They looked at what it meant for the WNBA as a whole. When Caitlyn plays, arenas are packed. Attendance at Caitlyn's games averaged 15,000 fans per game, a number unheard of for the WNBA. Without her, it might have taken a while for the league to hit these numbers. Her games weren't just popular, they were record-breaking. Her games also routinely outpaced NBA matchups in viewership, drawing millions of new fans to the sport. And the interest didn't wane. Her game consistently brought in numbers that proved women's basketball is a major draw. As for merch sales, Caitlyn's jersey sold out. Fever gear flying off the shelves. She's not just a player, she's an economic engine. Caitlyn isn't just a basketball player, she's a phenomenon. She's dominating the conversation. Her deep threes, her fiery celebrations, her don't f with me attitude, it all makes her a must-watch star. Add in her relatable off-court personality, and you've got a generational icon. Time's Athlete of the Year isn't just about raw talent. It's about being a leader and star who elevates the entire sport. Caitlyn embodies this perfectly. Caitlyn Clark's arrival in the league has forced everyone from the coaches to the players and even the league itself to level up. She's constantly setting new standards of what's possible in women's basketball. She didn't just join the Fever, she brought them back to life. Time's Athlete of the Year honor isn't happening in isolation. It's the latest in a series of accolades that have sent Caitlyn's stock skyrocketing. Over the past year, Caitlyn has been riding a surge of momentum that has not just redefined her career, but the entire trajectory of women's basketball. Caitlyn was already on a roll after making Forbes' prestigious 30 under 30 list, becoming the only WNBA player to do so. This was a monumental achievement, cementing her as a young leader and trailblazer who continues to break barriers on and off the court. The Forbes list wasn't just about stats, it was about influence and the ability to drive change. Caitlyn checks all the boxes, from ticket sales to TV ratings. Her impact on the league is just unmatched.
Is no stranger to awards. This time, the former Hawkeye superstar and reigning WNBA Rookie of the Year has cracked Forbes' list of the top 30 sports stars under the age of 30.
Let's be real. Unrivaled should have offered her $10 million and 50% ownership of the league. Her value is off the charts. Caitlyn's rise isn't just about her, it's about what she represents. She's proving that women's basketball can be just as marketable, exciting, and culturally relevant as any other sport. Here's where it gets interesting. Time's decision to crown Caitlyn has sparked all kinds of reactions. Some celebratory, some not so much. Among her peers, there's a mix of admiration and, let's be honest, a little bit of envy. Well, who wouldn't be? Several players have already praised Caitlyn for what she's done for the league, recognizing her as a game changer. Then, we have the silent treatment. These are the ones who haven't said a word. No tweets, no posts, just crickets. Is it jealousy? Resentment? You decide. Let's not forget the haters, the ones who've been downplaying Caitlyn's impact all year. They've said various things.
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that. Like, it's not just because of one person. A lot of us have done so much for this game, and
she's going to have a hard time in the WNBA.
So will Caitlyn Clark be a good pro? Absolutely. Will Caitlyn Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now immediately? Absolutely not.
Well, guess what? Time just handed Caitlyn the ultimate fuck you to all of that noise. Are the haters ready to bend the knee? Probably not. But at this point, what more do they need to see? Caitlyn's Time honor isn't just a win for her, it's a win for the league. This award puts the WNBA in the global spotlight, showcasing the league's potential to compete with the NBA and other major sports. The league would be foolish not to capitalize on this moment. Caitlyn's star power is bringing in casual sports fans, many of whom are watching women's basketball for the first time. This could be the start of a new era for the league. Of course, with great recognition comes great responsibility and even greater scrutiny. Let's be honest, this award is going to make Caitlyn Clark an even bigger target. Defenders are going to come after her with everything they've got, hoping to prove they can shut down the Athlete of the Year. Jealousy is real, and some players may not take kindly to the spotlight being on Caitlyn. Expect some shade, some passive-aggressive comments, and maybe even a little drama. The question to ask now is, can she handle the pressure? Well, if there's one thing we know about Caitlyn, it's that she thrives under pressure. She's been dealing with doubters and haters her entire career, and this is no different. Caitlyn's already proven she can handle the spotlight. This award is just the next step in cementing her legacy as one of the greatest to ever play the game. If anything, this will only fuel her drive to win. Caitlyn isn't just playing for individual accolades, she's playing to bring championships to the Fever and redefine what's possible in women's basketball. So, does this award make things better or worse for Caitlyn? The answer is both. It's better because it solidifies her as a generational talent and gives her a platform to elevate the game. It's worse because it amplifies the scrutiny, jealousy, and expectations she already faces. But if anyone's built to handle it, it's Caitlyn Clark. She's been proving people wrong her whole life, and this is just the latest chapter in her incredible story. Caitlyn Clark being named Times Athlete of the Year is a watershed moment, not just for her, but for the WNBA and women's sports as a whole. It's a recognition of her greatness, her impact, and her potential to change the game forever. Haters can keep hating. Caitlyn, she's just getting started.